First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
All right, this is Fox 12 Now, as we just showed on there. It is a very nice day outside here in Portland. If you're watching live or after the fact, that's great, but taking a look there at that blue sky downtown Portland, looking north there toward Mount St. Helens. Looks very relaxing out there, good time to get out, but it's also important to think about, the stress that I think a lot of people are under right now, and we're going to be discussing that. Joining us right now, we've got Nidhi Pandya, who is here to talk about Stress Awareness Month and some of the important things that we should know about that and ways to maybe mitigate some of those issues. And thank you so much for being here with us. I really appreciate your time. Would you mind starting off, if you wouldn't mind telling us just a little bit about yourself and your work?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So I'm Nidhi Pandya. I'm based out of New York, but I am an Ayurvedic, which is an ancient system of wellness that comes from India, the same place that yoga comes. I'm a practitioner, I'm a teacher, and I'm an author. And I help people find mind and body wellness.
And when we're talking about, stress and Stress Awareness Month, what are the important things that I guess people should know just to start off with?
Yeah, I think it's very important to understand that why in our modern day, when we have so many conveniences, we are so stressed and how it's impacting our health, why it was different from what our ancestors had. So our ancestors had stress, but there was survival stress and it was acute, which meant that you experienced a threat, whether it was a predator, whether it was climate, whether it was looking for food. And when that stressor went away, when that need was met, you had time to recover. And the stressors you did not encounter these stressors every single day and not as often in a single day. The problem with stress today is not, we may have low-grade stressors, but because they're constant, chronic stress becomes constant. What is completely absent is recovery. So I tell people that instead of actively working to decrease your stressors, which is almost impossible during this modern day and age, and the maximum you can do is stay away from the news, which is a little bit ironical, or stay away from your social media, or stay away from social media. But otherwise, you need to understand how you can recover through your day, because it is that recovery that breaks the chronic cycle of stress and does not let it affect your physiological, biological, and emotional health.
So it's taking a break from that and just being removed from those situations.
Is using recovery tools is the right way to say it, right?
Okay.
Because and I know, right? Like you're going to be stuck in traffic, your elevator is going to break down, some child is going to have a fall at school. Life is going to happen. Right. And so you want to understand what those recovery tools are. And I think everybody needs to have a toolkit. And that's really what I teach people, that while your stressors are not in your hand, your recovery is in your hand. And that's how you empower yourself to deal with stress.
So what are some basic things that people can have in their recovery toolkit?
Yeah. And I know the obvious thing that comes to everybody's mind is meditation, mindfulness. But I'll tell you why that doesn't always work throughout, right? So you can wake up in the morning and you can find some time to meditate, and that's great. But guess what? The battlefield of life has not even started yet, right? So that meditation can seldom carry you through the day. In fact, I know plenty of people who meditate in the morning and then they're worn out by the night. So I say that you want to have tools throughout the day. In the morning, if you can get some meditation, breath work, great. But what are some of the things that you can do that can help you throughout the day? And I'm going to give you 3 or 4 practices, super easy. One practice is the practice of body oiling. So just as you were to moisturize, you actually use oil on your body. You massage yourself all over, even if it's just a few minutes right before you shower so you can wash off that oil. And that down-regulates your nervous system, brings you back in parasympathetic, which is your body's rest and repair mode, releases oxytocin, which is your happy hormone. So you start there, but then you want more checkpoints through the day. My next checkpoint is when you eat your meals, slow down, sit down to eat your meals. So you're bringing recovery into something that you know you would do every single day rather than finding time for it. So when you sit to eat, and if you just sit down instead of eating on the go, and you slow down and you focus on your breaths, even a few bites, you give your nervous system a break and it goes into recovery and nourishment right there and then. And I'm going to give you a third tool, which is very similar. Very often we use pauses in our day. And when I say pauses, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm waiting for the elevator, I'm waiting in line. When we're here, typically in these places, instead of getting bored, we end up getting on our phones. And when you're on your phones, you're actually not recovering because you're seeing all kinds of information. Take those moments to recover. And you can simply recover in those moments, either by humming. Humming is an exhale. If you exhale, your body downregulates, the nervous system downregulates, enters parasympathetic, you recover. Humming, or just even focusing on longer exhales. So take every one of those waiting moments to downregulate your nervous system. Lastly, and quickly, I'll say, dark showering. So at the end of your day, if you get into the shower and light a candle outside, don't take it in the shower, and you shower, again, that downregulates your nervous system. It will lower your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. When you sleep in that state, you're going to sleep deeper. You're going to recover better. Your lymphatic system, which cleans out neural debris from all your stress and thinking, you actually have trash in your brain, in your nervous system because of all of this thinking. If your cortisol levels are lower, you're going to see that you're sleeping deeper, your body is down, your nervous system is down-regulated, and then you're going to wake up feeling much better. So my ask for people is build recovery through the day in the simplest ways possible.
All right. So, I mean, some great advice right there. Some different things that people can try to do that. I mean, as you mentioned, we're all dealing with stress, some level of stress all the time. And so I'm going to think about that. I'm going to stop getting on my phone as much because I am guilty of that 100%. I do that. So start thinking about those things and some of this other advice that you have. And thank you, very much for sharing this with us. For people who want to find out more information, what's the best way for them to do so?
If you want to find out more information about my work, where I talk a ton about stress, my website is my name, NIDHI.me, Nidhi.me, and I share a ton on my Instagram, which you can also find through my website. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you, Nidhi. Thank you very much for being here with us and for sharing that and helping everybody to just get rid of some of that stress because it's out there all the time. Yeah, thanks for joining us here on Fox 12 Now.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye. And for everybody watching, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back here in a minute with more on this show. We've got a lot to talk about here before we get through these next hour and a half. We are going to have Friday Cocktails with Julie segment. We've got more to discuss. If there's breaking news, I'll have that for you as well. So we'll take a quick break. Back here in a minute with more Fox 12 Now.